For me, living with a dog that's 100 pounds, it's just like a regular day. But when you see a 100-pound dog walking down the hallway of an elementary school, it is wide eyes and open mouths. The kids love it.
As we walk down the hall, sweet Reo is so patient and so gentle. He is typically bombarded by kids everywhere he goes, and he handles it with such grace. Their faces light up like Christmas trees.
I think when the kids see Reo, it's just, he's big and he's fluffy and he wants to be loved on, and I think kids just really react well to that.
It feels like often we reach those kids that just need it the most. Whether it is you can tell that they're having a rough day, or I know something that's going on in their life. It's so interesting how we often happen upon those kids and we're there for a reason. It just feels like it was meant to be.
I have one little boy that's very reluctant to speak. He is Hispanic, and so he doesn't know a lot of English, and so he doesn't speak much, and it takes a long time to get things out of him. It was 3 little boys, and they were crowded around Reo, and he was petting him. He had the biggest smile on his face, and so I said, "Hey, how do you say dog in Spanish?" He said, "Perro," and all the kids were like, "Oh," and then they started asking him, "How do you say black?" Because the color of the dog was black, and he was like the star of the show, and he was talking so freely as he was petting the dog. So it was just neat to see him get to shine, and like all of them connect over the dog. And
it's as if some of our children carry, whether it's anxiety or difficult family stuff, it's like they carry it, it's sort of like a backpack full of heavy rocks. And you just see that in the way that they walk down the hall. Well, what I quickly notice in their work with Hand and Paw is that changes, and they seem lighter, they seem more present at school. I feel more confident building relationships with their peers.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to bring Reo to Oak Mountain Elementary School. I remember how strong of a memory I had meeting a Hand and Paw Therapy Team for the very first time. I was a new nurse at Children's of Alabama. I worked on an adolescent unit, and I took my patient down to the lobby. We stood in line to pet a fluffy golden retriever. It was 20 years ago, and I still remember it. And to be able to bring Reo into the school and see these kids and allow them to have that therapeutic time with him has been just incredibly rewarding.
This is one of the most amazing organizations I've ever partnered with. It has had lasting effects on our students. I've been in this position for 18 years now, and I would have to say that this has been the single most beneficial thing that I've ever done for students. For people who are donating and giving of resources, what you do is so important. It is truly making a difference. I see it, I've seen it year after year, and what you do matters. What you do is making a difference, and I wholeheartedly believe it's changing lives and changing our community.